What if I told you a book revealed over 1,400 years ago contains a numerical pattern that perfectly matches the number of days in a year? Not approximately, not symbolically, but exactly 365 times. And here's the part that makes people pause. This pattern wasn't discovered by scientists in a lab. It was hidden in plain sight inside the Quran, waiting to be noticed. Stay with me, because this is not just about numbers. It's about precision, consistency, and a pattern that raises a very deep question: coincidence or something far more intentional? Before we go deeper, if you enjoy discovering hidden patterns like this, subscribe to Math of Islam, because what you're about to see is only the beginning. Now imagine this. You're reading through the Quran, not as a religious text for a moment, but as a structure, a system of words. Among these words is a simple one: day. In Arabic, it appears as yaum. Nothing unusual at first glance. It's a common word. But when researchers started counting its occurrences, something surprising happened. The word day appears exactly 365 times in the Quran. Think about that for a second. 365, the exact number of days in a solar year. Not 360, not 370, not around 365, exactly 365. And remember, the Quran was revealed in a time when people did not have modern calendars, atomic clocks, or astronomical precision tools like we do today. Yet somehow this number aligns perfectly with the cycle of the Earth around the Sun. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The Quran doesn't just randomly mention days. It uses the word in different contexts, sometimes talking about a single day, sometimes referring to the Day of Judgment, sometimes describing time in a broader sense. Despite these variations, when carefully counted, the total still comes out to 365. So the question becomes, how? Was this planned? Was it accidental? Or is there a deeper structure within the Quran that we are only beginning to understand? Let's zoom out for a moment. Patterns like this are not isolated. The Quran is filled with numerical balances, words that appear in equal numbers, concepts that mirror each other with mathematical symmetry. But the 365 days pattern stands out because it connects directly to something universal: time itself. Every human on Earth lives by this cycle: 365 days define our years, our calendars, our lives. Now imagine embedding that exact number into a text, without modern tools, without editing software, without the ability to revise drafts over decades. And keep in mind, the Quran was revealed gradually over 23 years. That means these words were not delivered all at once as a finalized book. They came in stages, verses revealed at different times, in different situations, across more than 2 decades. Yet when compiled, the total count still aligns. That's what makes this pattern so fascinating. Because maintaining numerical precision across a text revealed over time, without disruption, is incredibly difficult. Now let's take this one step further. Some people might say, maybe it's just coincidence. And that's a fair question. But here's something to think about. If it were coincidence, why does the number match something so specific and universally recognized? Why 365? Why not 300 or 400? Why does it align with the exact number of days in a year that we still use today? And more importantly, how would someone 1,400 years ago ensure that a word appears exactly 365 times across a text revealed over 23 years without losing track? Even today, if you tried to write a book and include a specific word exactly 365 times, you would need software to track it. Now imagine doing that without writing everything at once, without digital tools, without even knowing how the final compilation would look. This is where the curiosity deepens, because this pattern suggests something beyond randomness. It suggests structure, it suggests precision, it suggests intention. And whether someone views that as divine design or simply an extraordinary coincidence, it's hard to ignore the accuracy. Now here's another layer that makes this even more engaging. The Quran also uses the word month in singular form, and guess how many times it appears? 12 times. Just like the number of months in a year. So now we have 365 days and 12 months, both reflected in the text. At this point, it starts to feel less like coincidence and more like a system. A system that connects language with time, with the natural cycles of our world. And this is exactly why patterns like these keep people thinking, questioning, exploring. Now let's pause and think about you for a moment. When you hear something like this, what's your first reaction? Do you see it as a coincidence? Do you see it as a sign of deeper design? Or do you feel like there's still more to uncover? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because I really want to see how you interpret this. And if this made you think differently, even for a moment, share this video with someone who loves exploring mysteries like this. Because the more you look into patterns like these, the more questions you begin to ask. And sometimes, the questions are more powerful than the answers. Now here's the final thought I want to leave you with. If one simple word like day can align so perfectly with the number of days in a year, what else might be hidden in the Quran, waiting to be discovered? Because this might not be the end of the story. It might just be the beginning.